You know, if you think about it, social media actually has made us like emotional 2-year-olds. Because that was the last time we felt the need to shout out everything we're doing. Look at me jump up and down, doing aerobics at the Y. I'm drinking from my sippy cup, having a mochaccino at Starbucks. Or I go wee when I'm on the swing, playing super swing golf on my Wii. You see, we're like emotional 2-year-olds with this social media. Now, I know, people go, yeah, but that's not everything that's going on with social media. I mean, there are people offering really interesting perspectives and they're linking to interesting information. Yeah. Go to anybody's account on Facebook or Twitter, and you're going to see plenty of posts that's all about me, and what I'm doing. And even when they provide useful information, they make sure that you know that that information came from me. So what is social media? Well, essentially, social media is the solitary activity of typing messages online to mostly imaginary friends. Because real friends are people that you hang out with, you spend time, you get to know before they really qualify as a friend. But now the word friend has lost its meaning. In fact, it's become a verb. You friend someone. This could be a friend of a friend of a friend that you once friended on Facebook. Or it could be somebody you don't even know, but you don't want to hurt their feelings by rejecting them, so now they're a friend. So we end up with thousands of friends online. What do you do when you want to hold a party? Rent out an entire hotel? And frankly, you know, instead of all of these fake friends, wouldn't it be more useful to know who our real enemies are? See, this way, instead of friending you, they could faux you, so you'd end up with a faux list of people that you need to keep an eye on so they don't do anything to mess you up. That would be more useful in an office environment, wouldn't it? A faux list. Thank you very much. Now, you know, with Twitter we don't have friends, we have followers. Doesn't this sound like you're starting your own religion? I am a Twitter evangelist and I have 30,000 followers here at the Temple of Bob. We've become so addicted now to social media that more and more companies now are actually blocking access to the social media sites because they suck up so much bandwidth, and frankly, they figure you should probably be doing work. So because of our addiction to social media and all the things that we have to do with our work, we need time management to try to balance all this out. And one of the most important components of time management is multitasking. Now, as you know, multitasking is the ability to perform several tasks simultaneously without paying sufficient attention to any of the tasks. That's what multitasking is. We can't even walk and text without causing problems. Did you know this is true, that in London, they're actually putting pads on street lamps so people don't hurt themselves? You know what we should do instead? If you want to text and walk, you should have to wear a padded suit. Ladies and gentlemen, another big time saver I cannot overemphasize. The importance of cramming in as many acronyms into your communications as possible to save time. For example, imagine if you got an email that looked something like this. FYI, CFO needs ROI from SAS for SMP or GRD for FM, create SP and G, pub to WRS. Wait a minute, you actually understand this, don't you? Oh, this is scary. Well, I don't have to waste time telling you about that. Technology, remember all the promises of how technology was going to increase our efficiency? Remember that? Did that really happen? Well, Let's look at some examples. For instance, the phone used to just be used for making calls. Remember, that was pretty easy. Well, now you have your phone. It does your email and texting and surfing and music, the camera, GPS. And by the way, how are you supposed to look at a website on your phone if you're over about 40 years old? You know what I'm talking about? You pretty much have to go like this. Oh, yeah, look at CNN. Wow, yeah. Let me see what's going on. And now we have billions of apps for all kinds of useful things like grow a virtual chia pet, locate manhole covers while texting and walking, accepting collect calls from random prisoners, and there's even an app that shows you all the apps you used only once and you'll never use again. It's great to have all these apps. Now, just as an example, I saw this, I think it was in the Sky Mall catalog, an example of what happens if you go too far with technology, you actually start going backwards because it gets so stupid. Somebody is actually selling an old-fashioned handset that you plug into your cell phone. Can you imagine what an idiot you would look like at the airport? Well, hey, you'll never guess what I'm talking to you. It's an old-fashioned handset. It's amazing. No meeting is complete without the amazing program PowerPointless. Do you know who created PowerPoint? Seriously, the people at LensCrafters. No, really, think about it. What better way to expand your customer base than to come up with a program where you make people sit in a darkened room for hours on end watching slides that look something like this? By the end of the day, you're in need of corrective vision. Thank you so much for being a good audience and laughing about technology. It's always important to keep a good sense of humor about it. And thank you for having me here. Did you enjoy that? Was that good for you? Thank you. Thank you.